Hello there and welcome back to the Freebooters Network. My name is Dale Kingsmill and my task here is to shed some light on 40k lore for all of my fellow 40k newbies and amuse those in the know with my utter confusion. If you want to catch up on the story so far, you can click on the card up here in the top corner and it'll take you to the first episode, so it all makes all the sense that it can make. Last time we left off as the Necrontyr were losing the war in heaven against the old ones, who I have been informed may not have been lizard folk so much as frog citizens, so hey, I'm learning. Also, thank the stars, frogs are so much easier to draw. Losing, that is, until they somehow made contact with and began communicating with the Catan. Citan, Satan, Catan, the star gods. We still couldn't come up with a consensus after the last episode. No one's quite sure how the Necrontyr managed this, since the star gods were basically Lovecraftian-style monstrosities beyond full comprehension by humanoid minds, but hey, apparently they did, and they began to worship the colossal space parasites, as you would worship something that eats suns after an eternity of being unfairly targeted by your own sun. In an attempt to gain the favour of the incorporeal star gods, the Necrontyr constructed physical shell bodies for them to inhabit out of the living metal necrodermis, and it's said that the star gods crossed over a bridge of starlight in order to coil into these new bodies and enter the physical realm. Here's where we first learn an important lesson that I think we might just be carrying with us from here on out, okay? Do not trust things that come out of the immaterium. This here is a materium-only zone, my friends. I'm not inviting any of that warp trouble into my house. No, sir. So what do the C''tan or Tan do with their newfound embodiment? They discover tasty mortal energies to gobble up. This whole time, I'd have thought that suns would be the better meal, but apparently it's our brief electromagnetic energy that is the more deliciousest. Seems wrong somehow, like we'd be all sweaty and smelly and ruin the flavor. Stars should taste great, like the sparkly fairy bread to our, I don't know, hotel sachet of butter, not quite enough to cover a slice of stale bread. But I mean, what would I know? I'm not a star god, and they, like the weeping angels of old, crave that mineral, or potential energy. What was I talking about? I got myself so turned around. Star gods! The star gods wanted to eat the energy goods of the Necrontyr now that they were physical and could discern flavor. So, enter stage left. Which one's stage left? You're an actor, Dale. You should know what stage left is. So enter stage left, the Deceiver. Wonder if he's gonna be bad news. This newly necrodermed Catan, I'm sticking with it, the habit is formed, proposed to Silent King Xeric and the other Pharaons of the Triarch a deal. The Old Ones, the Deceiver claimed, were an ancient enemy of his kind also, having defeated the Catan long ago. And now the Catan wanted vengeance, and wanted to help the Necrontyr achieve theirs along the way. They would provide the Necrontyr with not only victory in this war, but with the immortality they'd wanted for so long. They craved that mineral. Duh, Dale, stop. That meme is so old. Why is this even happening? The Triarch took maybe a Necrontyr year to think about whether they trusted this Deceiver guy, which really means nothing to me, given the shortness of their lifespans. That could be the same thing as a New York minute, for all I know. And I don't even really understand what a New York minute is. I know it's fast though. Everyone thought it was a great idea, except this one guy, but like every prophet who tried to warn the Trojans about what was gonna go down, he was shut up and of course they took the deal. What kind of story would it be if they didn't? Turns out the way the star gods were to confer immortality was through the very living metal the Necrontyr had used to fully summon them. Can we just briefly touch on the fact that necrodermis basically means death skin, which is like, it's like the exact opposite of living metal? What's that about? Is this some like deliberate poetic irony? What's going on? Anyway, the Triarch set up a bunch of factories to turn all the Necrontyr into robots. If you've seen Rise of the Cybermen and Age of Steel from Doctor Who, you'll get the picture. All their fleshy bits and souls and emotions were removed and replaced. Meanwhile, the Catan went into a feeding frenzy, drinking up all the discarded life energy. They were no longer Necrontyr, but Necrons. Bum bum bum! Because apparently the Tyr is where they kept their souls. Only very powerful Necrontyr, like Silent King Xeric, still held any modicum of their former selves. And Xeric could see what a terrible mistake he'd made in trading their humanity for eternal life. Humanity? Necrontyrity? Xeric, although regretful, didn't dare sever the command protocols now built into his subjects, guaranteeing their total loyalty. With the power of the Catan and the Necrons combined, the Old Ones wouldn't stand a chance. And we're gonna leave it at that cliffhanger today because starting here, the war in heaven becomes a total mess and there is simply not enough time to untangle it in this video. For my newbies, I hope this helped alleviate some confusion. For those in the know, please help alleviate mine by leaving any comments or corrections or simple explanations below the video. Your notes are very much welcome. Huge thank you to Black Library and Games Workshop as well for sending me tomes to aid in my studies. If you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Like, share, subscribe to see more lore around every fortnight. You can also hit the little notification bell to make sure that YouTube's algorithms don't stop the videos from appearing in your sub box. My name is Dale Kingsmill. You can find me making more good stuff on my own channel. Whoa, my shoulder. You can find me making more good stuff on my own channel, Monarchs Factory. I will see you some other time.